I've been in a relationship with my baby's father since I was 16 years old. We've been married for 5 years. He recently left me, and I just saw him here with his new girlfriend.
Okay. So he's here? Okay.
Are y'all divorced?
Not yet.
True or false? Do you agree with dating while separated?
Yes.
I'm sorry, let me clarify. He's been with the side chick for many years that he's denied. And it wasn't until recently that I found out. And now he's able to bring her out.
Okay. Oh.
Right.
All right, hold on. No more new information.
Okay.
No more new information.
All right, you know who it is. You know what it is. It's the Sizzle Uncut in the building. I'm G Sizzle.
And I'm Mo Sizzle.
Okay, so the question is, if you go to an event and your ex is there and your side piece is there, maybe you don't want to be there. I'm not really sure, but if you heard the clip before, you pretty much got the gist of how this goes. The title, Wife Goes to Podcast and Finds Husband There with Other Woman. My assumption is the ex-wife believes she is the main chick. All right? That's the overwhelming or overriding theme is she thinks she's the main chick.
Okay. But really you just said she's the wife.
Okay.
A wife does not constitute you being the main chick?
Not if the side chick has tenure on the wife.
What do you mean tenure? You mean that she was in place before they got married?
If she were in place before there was a marriage, the side chick has at least timeshare responsibility. She's been there longer. She knows the ins and outs. And there's something about this relationship that allows the side chick to stay as a present, everyday thing, where the wife is now on the outs looking at the side chick when they're out in public.
Okay, but you're saying one key thing. Side chick from the beginning. Side chick from the beginning. And still the side chick. She has not gained anything out of the relationship but being the side person. Even if he came in and married someone else during that time, he's letting you know that you're not anything to him.
What if the side chick were not really a side chick? What if the side chick had another side dude? She had a side piece. Maybe they were both side pieces to each other. There could be dual side chickness.
No, because now they're seen out in public. They're doing public events. More than likely, they've elevated their relationship in some type of way.
How is this an elevation when it was always the side chick?
Yeah, but usually if you have a side piece, male or female, you're not out and about in a public area where your current spouse or partner is.
That's where this whole thing gets silly. Because the reality is the side piece was always the out in public one. He probably had the married one at home. They were doing married stuff or they do side piece activity. They go to a quick movie, go to a nice restaurant, and then go right back home.
Yeah.
So the side piece can't catch you out in the streets.
That sounds crazy to me. So
this whole thing is crazy.
A person would want to hide their spouse but be seen with the side piece.
Well, you've got to ask yourself, one, why are they married? Now, we don't know for it in this grouping or this couple. We don't know why. But the question is, maybe there was a benefit to marrying the wife, that there is not a benefit with the side piece. Maybe the wife has a better financial standing. Maybe the wife had a home and the side piece didn't, and you said, well, I'm going to go ahead with the wife. But the question is, if all that is said and done, why is he with the side piece?
Why get married to the wife? So my thing is, if you're only marrying someone just for a financial gain, that's a problem. That's not a reason to marry someone. The reason to marry someone is because you want to spend your life with them and grow with them and advance with them and build with them.
My God, that is so cute.
That's what it's supposed to be about.
Gentlemen, do not listen to this Tom and foolery.
Oh my goodness.
You get you a side piece chick because obviously there is a need. Okay, see, we had this conversation before. When I was growing up, there were 3 women that any man had to have. Every good professional man had to have a wife, a side piece, and a chick on the side. Now, the wife and the side piece didn't necessarily know about each other. One may have known about the other, vice versa.
More than likely, the side piece knows about the wife.
Most definitely.
And sometimes there are wives who allow their spouses to have other people. And I've even known men who have allowed their wives who were younger that they could no longer please to have another man.
All right. So with that said, that their wives and people, here's the other question. So who knows about the wife on the side? Because the wife on the side, that might be the work wife. That might be the professional wife. That's the one, that could be your Starbucks girl. You know, well, okay, Starbucks is a lot. If you got a side piece, a wife, and a chick on the side, and she works at Starbucks, and you got to go there every day, then now you're broke. No, so the side wife, the piece on the side, she's the McDonald's girl when you go in to get your breakfast in the morning.
So you will marry a woman
Yep.
to make it for the financial gain to making her the person your wife.
Yep.
But you'll make the side chick the McDonald's cash register girl?
No, that's your piece on the side. The side chick woman is the one that does stuff that the wife won't do. You know, back in the days, you had the statement that, oh, she must be a prude. So you find the side piece chick who does the wifey-like things, but unwifey-like things. And then the piece on the side is just, that's just, you know, if you need extra activities.
So that's if you want to spend the money from the wife that has the money on the side piece who has nothing.
Okay. Well, here, we're at a critical junction where you're asking me, why do men do It's not just men. Because we're stuck on this paradigm where we think it's just men who are getting nasty. It's not men just getting nasty.
No, it's women too.
These women's, they is getting nasty. Mm-hmm. If you are applying for side piece status and you're a woman who can cook and you know you can cook, call me. But I'm just saying, okay, I'm somewhat confused at where we go with the question about side piece and main chick. Because my thought is, if you're the chick on the outside and you were the wife and the side piece is now not moved into position, the side piece was always in the lead role. She was the bottom bitch. All right?
Okay.
She was the one who's been there from the beginning. The wife might have been the best option, or the wife was the option that the husband thought she's the presentable option. Okay. She's the one I bring home to my mother and to my sisters and my aunts and them. I can't bring my side piece home.
Why not?
Because my uncles know her from the club. Okay. Everybody knows my side piece.
Right.
They used to call her Dirty Diana. And it wasn't because she didn't wash. She was just dirty.
Okay, but if this is this person you like, what's the deal about what the family think anyway?
Oh, no. You know you don't marry the yar man.
But you don't marry this person out in public and let your wife find out about it.
Well, that's because she's really not the side piece.
But then why...
Your wife was the side piece.
Why ruin the marriage for somebody who you're not going to ever marry seriously and take seriously?
Who said the marriage was ruined?
But no, I'm saying...
We're making an assumption, just based off this clip, we're making an assumption that there was a good marriage. Maybe it was a terrible marriage.
Well, now, she said in the clip that the side piece woman had always been there, and he always denied it, and now he's coming out with her.
But you knew she was there.
But that probably was the reason why they broke up their marriage, too.
Oh, my God. Here we yada.
Oh, my goodness. You know what? To me, it's just excuses for people to do what they want to do.
Well, they're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to make it do what it do, baby. And they're going to have their side piece and their cake and eat it, too. But there's something else when we talk about this video. One of the things, the back end of this, is truly when it comes to the mind of a man. I don't know about the mind of a woman. I can't speak. I'm not a woman. Can't tell you. I don't understand women. I understand emotionalism and how you're connected that way, but I don't understand it. I will say this. For men, we have a very simple rule.
And what's that?
We do what we do. And that means if we do family well, we do it family well. If we do side piecing well, we do it well. I don't see where women see that we see. See what I did there. We can have a girlfriend.
You can or cannot?
We can.
Okay.
That is simply that. She's a girlfriend.
Okay.
She is there for sexual favors and maybe appetizing, tantalizing after-party appetizers. And then you go home.
Okay.
And we're cool with that. Mm-hmm. Who said in this whole thing, here's where my issue always is who said everybody has to be monogamous?
Okay. Everyone does not have to be monogamous if they choose not to get into a monogamous relationship. So once you decide you're going to marry someone or say, I'm just in a relationship with just you and I, and it's not a known open relationship, then you're not adhering to monogamy. But when you make that decision to say, I want to marry you and be committed to you, that's you dedicating yourself to a monogamous relationship. Or, hey, I'm in a relationship with you and it's just you and I, nobody else. Remember the story I was telling you earlier? Don't lie about it. Just let it be. Because if that person wants to see somebody else and you're okay with it, then they can enjoy themselves with somebody else as well.
Well, shout out to my brother. One of my older brothers had a theory.
Okay.
And he told me a long time ago. He said, little brother, always understand this. You work in a construct or a conframe that keeps you from doing what I do.
Okay.
And what that is what we might call open relationships, open marriage. Mm-hmm. He said, but that's how I started this. I started it by saying, these are the terms of engagement. This is what we're going to do. This is what is going to happen. I'm going to have a girlfriend. You can have a boyfriend. It's sometimes the four can come together and it's a good time. And they have rules, the way that it's supposed to work and the way it does work. And to that, if we had a system that worked, I think it would be a lot better for men who are able to be honest and say, look, I have a wife, but here's my chick. And this is what we do. It is hard for men to be honest with other women, especially a woman you're in a relationship, and tell her, I have a female friend. And it is simply a platonic relationship. If you're not the kind of guy that has those, if you're the kind of guy that somebody could get diddled in your zone, it's going to be a hard sell for you to go home and tell your wife, oh, this is just my friend. We've been friends for years. And okay, I didn't diddle her exactly, but we kind of diddled. Okay, we didn't diddle, but it's kind of diddle-licious. Those, I think, are harder to sell. But again, it's how you start from the beginning of that relationship. And the bigger question is, from both sides, who knew who was what? And who assigned what roles? You married a chick, but she was always in your mind in side piece status. You were with the side piece, but in your mind, she was the long-term goal. So you're doing long-term things or relationship things with the side piece.
Okay.
And not with the wife. For whatever reason there is, I don't know. And maybe that's something you can explain. Why would you then want to do wifely things with the side piece?
And that's what I mean. So if you wanted to do wifely things with the side piece, then that person should have pursued that side piece as their spouse and their wife. And let's be honest, men are not open to the question you just said, why can't you come and tell a female that you're with, that you have friends or somebody maybe you tried to date or did diddle in the past, you all are just mutual friends now, and they be okay with it, because men will not accept the exact same thing. I can't come and say to the person I'm with, by the way, I got such and such gonna come by the house. Oh yeah, somebody used to deal with back in school or college or, so maybe we can all hang out, have a drink or whatever. You okay with that, right?
Oh my God, what kind of freaky...
But what I'm saying are not okay with that, but they expect women to be okay with it. And you know the reason why men are not okay with it?
Uh-oh, wait a minute now. You getting ready to start preaching, or you getting ready to start meddling?
Are not okay with it because they know how they are when they have friends. So if a man knows that he's already on some sneaky stuff and he's sneaky, he thinks every other person, including the person he's with and that person's friends with, he's going to think they're on some mess as well. So that's the reason why men can't handle it.
Well, there is one thing I can't handle. In watching this video, I can't handle the fact that all of these women are greased up. And I mean, this is more than just Vaseline. As we're talking, I'm watching this clip from the side and I'm like, my Lord, my God, they're all greased up. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, from what I see, the husband, I hope the side piece chick is a bad mama jamma. I hope she's bad. I really do. Because the wife she's wifing right now, okay?
But what makes her wifing?
Well, first of all, the breasts are breasting.
Okay.
And she is lathered down in oils.
Okay. So she has on like baby oil or whatever. Like women tries to glisten their skin.
This is more than baby oil. This is like the pure nectar from above. This is like honey oil that's been poured down. From
now, does that necessarily make that person a good woman to be with because of that?
Oh, now you're back on my street. Now we're back on my street.
I'm back talking to you like I would talk to my brothers.
Okay. All right. So let's have a sisterly conversation.
Make a decision
yes.
based on just how somebody looks. And someone sent me a video, I'm not sure if it was you or not, months ago, and it was about a woman who was doing a sexual dance, like an enticing dance, and she wasn't attractive at all. And the person clipped the video and said, who does she, she's not turning on anybody, she's not attractive, blah, blah, blah. And women in the comments said, but how do you know this person's not a good person just because of their looks? You would take a woman, like that lubed up woman, and automatically say, she's worth wifing because she looks good. But what if she doesn't treat her husband like anything?
Well, I'm saying that because of the video. I don't know what kind of person she is. She wouldn't be my wife, because if she were my wife and she was lubed up that good, she'd still be my wife. And I'd be there. Because maybe she doesn't even wear all that lube when she was married. And that's probably the reason now you sitting there like, she didn't wear any of that lube. I bought whole buckets of lube, and she wasn't wearing none of that. She didn't do it. She didn't do it. And I don't know if she's good or not. But what I do know is her husband's at an event that she's at an event for, and he's there with somebody else. And she's there with her girlfriend, friend. Was the chick her side piece friend, or was that her friend?
Her girl.
Her girl. What does that mean?
Like her girl. Like your boy, her girl, not her girlfriend.
Oh, so no diddy. Okay.
No diddy.
Well, hey, all I'm going to say is...
No, what do you think about the question the guy asked?
What was the question?
So they asked her, they said, the woman asked her, why are you concerned if that's your if that's your ex? Mm-hmm. And the guy said, are you all still married? And she said, yes, we're still married. Our divorce is not final yet. Okay. And then the woman said, oh, that's why you care. And then the guy said, what do you think? Do you think that it opens people up to date once they're legally separated?
Well, okay. There are some people who are going to date legally separated or not. Some people, that's not a thing they can do. Mm-hmm. They have to have a time frame because they were so invested and everything fell apart. But some people are ready to move on. So you're telling me because you had some bad McDonald's, you can't go and get some good Burger King?
Well, that's the thing. Do you say, let me allow my food to digest from my first meal before I go move on to somebody else?
That's
because this, even if a divorce or a breakup happens, there's still some emotional baggage that takes place. Even if you're ready to move on from that person, you still had a connection. There's a lot of things you have to break loose.
There are a lot of things that have to be broken loose. Continue.
And that you have to part yourself away from in order to be great for the next person or even want to be emotionally involved with somebody else. And the emotional involvement don't have to be to the point of getting married. It could be to the point of just dating or giving part of your time and yourself. Sometimes that takes time. So it's all about what that person emotionally is ready to do. You may be ready to move on. It doesn't mean that you're totally free from all the drama of the breakup.
You know, there's some point to be. It's a lot to unpack there. One of the things to unpack is once you've separated or you've walked away or you moved away from a relationship, are you ready or should you be ready to readily move on to another relationship?
Right.
And therein lies a question, I think, that has to be answered. Are you ready to be in another relationship? Is that something you can do? So I don't know, but I would assume, and this is just my assumption, if you're in a new relationship, you were ready to move on from, if you've gone on and moved on to the next chick, either you have prepared yourself for the next person or you're using this new relationship to cover what happened in the old relationship.
Right. Well, you know, they always say that to get over one person, you get up under another, right? That's what they say. That doesn't always work that way. I mean, sometimes we want to say, yes, I'm done. I'm free of that person. My emotional distress or scars are healed. That's not always the case. We would like to think it is. You know, I always had a rule, and a rule that I really didn't follow myself. I always said it at least takes 3 years for somebody to emotionally be able to move on to somebody else. And whatever that capacity is, it's trusting someone, trying to build whatever, whether it's just a relationship or just a sexual relationship, whatever the case may be, or to fully just be okay with that. I've always said it at least takes 3 years. And I remember distinctly when I was younger, I would not date anybody, seriously, who just came out of a relationship.
Okay, that's logical. That makes sense. But where did the 3-year span come from?
Usually it just takes time to get over those things. Sometimes it could be the amount of time the relationship was, that person going through the grieving process. Because sometimes even when it's meant to be done, you still go through a grieving process. And then that person needs time to get themselves emotionally together. And then they walk into a situation where they're more ready to give of themselves. And so that's typically it takes a 3-year time frame.
Now, but that doesn't necessitate, it always takes 3 years.
No, it doesn't.
For some people, it can take 6 weeks.
You're right.
Some people, it can take 6 months.
Some people can walk right out of one relationship right into another.
Can they?
And I've seen it happen.
Does it work successfully, though?
I've seen it work. And then I've seen it not work. I've seen them walk right into another disastrous relationship. But I have seen it a few times work for someone. But typically, you need that breathing space. You need that breathing room. Because more than likely, the person you interact with right after a major breakup, you're not going to end up being with that person.
That's the rebound.
That's the rebound.
I can't get men to understand that. I can preach it and say it, but it's hard for men to catch the concept. The chick that you're with after a long-term relationship, be it marriage, dating, if you're together, that's your partner, however it goes, male, female, whatever you want to call yourself, that person that comes behind them, if there has not been healing, if there has not been time given, that individual is what you call a rebound.
Yes.
And that individual will not make it to the final cut.
No, they won't. They won't. It's just, you would like to think that they would be able to, but it does not happen that way. And more than likely, they're going to end up hurting that next person who was the rebound person. Because they're still dealing with their own frustration, their own hurt, their own growth, their own getting over whatever happened to even fully invest themselves into that person.
You know, that's something. One of the things we talk about relationships and how they move forward. So the next conversation, I want us to sit down and really unpack that statement about the rebound chick. Can the rebound chick or the rebound man, can that rebound relationship last? Can it flourish? Will it survive the test of time? Because from my experience, it's never worked.
Right.
But maybe yours is different.
And this is people, not necessarily me. Mm-hmm. It's just a couple people I knew that it worked for them. But they were ready to move on to that other person. You see what I mean? They found something in that person they liked better than what they had in their spouse or their partner that was more of a match for them.
Well, I'm saying it's a lot to unpack. It's a lot to go forward. So, okay, let's do a quick wrap of this then. Based on the video and the audio we've heard, based on the listeners who've heard the audio and the video, what is your verdict about the question, how it was posed? What is your final thought over the whole thing?
At one time, I would have said, no, you should not date if you're still going through a legal separation, you're not legally divorced. And I kind of still feel that same way because it doesn't work because the healing has not taken place yet. And even to the point where you're separated from someone, it's not until you hear them final words of your divorce, you're now free, that really it starts at that point because you still are legally tied to that person for anything else, even if you're just separated. So I would say I don't think it's best. Now, some people may just want to get their rocks off. That's fine if they're not going to get an emotional attachment. But starting another whole relationship or dating, I think is people should hold off until their divorce is final.
One of the things I found when you're in relationships is that the dynamic of that relationship can change in the midst of that relationship. You can find your new boo while you're with your current boo.
Right.
And there are times you're going to find somebody that you're going to feel some kind of way about. Now, the question is, are you in it for long-term success or are you in it for short-term gratification? And either or either way it goes, the reality is your best bet is to solidify one chapter being closed or finished before you go to another. There's no one who likes reading a book and being in chapter 3 and then skipping to chapter 6.
Right.
And then maybe there are crazy people who do that, but I am not one of them, and I do not advocate that you skip around and move around in the book.
Right.
So my assumption is that you're going to move forward with a clean slate. So my recommendation would be, instead of moving forward in the midst of the process, then the process should be ended and you move forward into a new process, moving forward where there's a clean slate.
Exactly. I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something we actually agree on.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you found something we have common ground on. This is what I'm going to need you to do for all of our listeners. Make sure that you're getting in the comment section and that you're responding. Put down there, tell us what you think. Tell us what you're responding to. And then once we see the responses in a future broadcast, we will mention the responses. If they're good, I'll talk about them.
Yes.
I will tell you that you are crazy for thinking the way you do, or Nicole will say you're crazy for thinking like that clown over there. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things, and we'll figure it out. But you know who's in the building. I'm G Sizzle.
And I'm Mo Sizzle.
And you're listening to the Sizzle Uncut. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and that you leave your commentary below. We always are looking to hear from you on the Sizzle Uncut.